Hello, Tuba Hero 37 here, and today I'd like to share my plans and goals for Season 22 of Diablo 3. Next season I'm going to be very ambitious and attempt something I've never actually attempted before, which is I've set a goal to finish the season with a rank 1 clear on America's Hardcore. I've been rank 1 at many times throughout seasons, but I've never even really considered ending a season rank 1 just due to always playing in less efficient ways than others and knowing that somebody could, run much more efficient groups than me, or other people might be cheating and all that. So there was always just like this feeling that even if I went as hard as I possibly could, it would be impossible. Well, recently it seems like there's been a little bit less competition as D3 kind of falls out of favor with a lot of people, and this season, for instance, it almost looked like maybe there was a class or two that I could have gotten rank 1 if I had the absolute best season I could have possibly imagined, and I kind of feel like I shouldn't count that sort of scenario out for next season, so I'm just going to go for it, and my plan for this is to play Monk, Barbarian, Demon Hunter only. Usually I spread it out on far more classes, multiple accounts, like softcore, hardcore. This season in particular I did EU, 3 characters on hardcore for a month basically, and then I switched to softcore for a few weeks, and I spent most of the rest of the time on hardcore. So that kind of lack of focus leads to not very high results on the leaderboards. I was having fun with it though, because I didn't really like this theme. I didn't want to try and push it competitively, so I did things like no pants on hardcore, solo self-found on EU, and off-meta builds on softcore. Next season, I want to just push the builds that give me the most opportunity, the best chance of actually getting rank 1, because I'm going to be limited in these other ways. So on the limitations side, I'm going to be playing mostly solo. All of my progress is going to be solo. I am going to be doing some grouping stuff that I'm going to get to in a bit. I won't be doing any botting, any macros, any map hacks, anything that would benefit me that's against the TOS. Numlock trick, I think the jury's kind of out on that, but I just don't do it. I just try and do everything myself that I can. I'm going to be probably playing this more than like 99% of my viewers, anybody watching this video. Like, I have a lot of time, and I like spending that time, free time, on Diablo 3. But a little bit of a limitation is I am technically a full-time student, and that takes up about 30 hours per week at the moment with the current schedule. If I had like some big projects or something, that would take up more time, but that's kind of the average. And I've got a month off of even that coming up for Christmas, so that'll be basically all the free time that I want. And this is less of a limitation as much as a strategy. I'm planning on waking up several hours earlier than needed every day. So I wake up, and the first thing I get to do is play and grind Diablo 3. Now, that's always been an enjoyable thing for me to do, to like when I was working, to get to play some Diablo 3 before I go to work, or even like when I worked across the street from where I lived, go home for lunch break and play some Diablo 3. I like those short spurts better than trying to do a very long grind. So this way I can do a few hours in the morning, depending on my class schedule that day. I might have a few hours in the middle of the day, and then a few hours in the evening. And doing 3-3-hour chunks for me is a lot more pleasant than trying to just sit at the computer for 9 hours and play Diablo 3. So this splits my day up, and I think that'll be really good. So this is why I'm not committing to SSF this season, solo self-found. I do want to do some things that I can help other people without benefiting myself. And it does help me in a way, because it breaks up the monotony. If all I do every day, I don't have gear to look forward to anymore, all I'm doing is trying to grind Paragon to give myself a better chance of rank 1 later, that gets really boring. So I'm trying to do a limited way to give me variety while not actually giving me much of an edge over what I would have done if I didn't do these things. So every Saturday at the normal start of my stream time, when I normally stream, so it's like 6 Eastern time, 3 Pacific, I'm gonna do an hour of playing in T6, running rifts, and if you want a power level, you can just join my game, because I'll already be in T6, and in those cases I'll wait at the doors and such until you're safe. But other than that, I'm just gonna run an hour of T6, and it's not going to make much difference to me. I probably will try and figure out a crazy build, because it's only T6, and this is going to be a regular thing. So something I don't know, if I could do cane sages and like everything in the world that can add to it, that would be kind of crazy to just come up with that. But yeah, power levels every Saturday, including, hopefully, unless things go horribly wrong, Friday night, opening weekend. There will be 1 hour. If you miss it, you missed it. But for 1 hour, Saturday, this is 22 hours after the start of the season, I'll be doing power levels. Keys. I'm not sure on this day of the week, like whether I'll want to do it more than this, less than this, but right now I'm just going to say it's going to be a 3-hour window from, again, my normal stream start time till 3 hours from then, of running keys on T16, and I have written down every Thursday, so that's going to be a weekly thing. The power levels are a weekly thing, and it'll just be 3 hours. If you want to go run some really fast keys, you can. The only thing that I thought of later that this could benefit me for would be if I'm running as fast as I can, and then you, like, close it for me. That saves a few seconds. I'm okay with that technicality, you know. It's not going to make that big of a difference. Maybe I'll just stand around for a bit to make up for that later. Bounty giveaways. So I'm not going to be doing any group bounties, but I will be planning on doing bounties and giving away the extra slots. So that can help other people, but won't benefit me. And that's going to be every other week. So I'm committing to these 3-hour blocks because that's like about a minimum amount of time I would usually stream. So again, 3+ hours of solo bounties every other Tuesday. I'm planning on this being the first Tuesday of the season, whenever that happens to be. And then the 2 Tuesdays after that and 2 Tuesdays after that, you know, barring unforeseen circumstances. But that's going to be the schedule as far as that is concerned. Maybe I'll have some sort of calendar set up where all these days can be displayed, especially for this one, where it's every other week sort of thing. That would be pretty cool. When we know the actual season start date, maybe I can get that set up. I don't know if I still have it in here, but I was thinking of having some kind of raffle system for it, but now I was looking into that, and it's a little bit more complicated than I was expecting. So I might just be like, okay, I'm almost done. Request invite if you want in. And you can find me in the game pretty easily. I don't know if I still am, but recently I was the hardcore non-seasonal top Barb on NA. Yeah, so like you could just go there and then request invite potentially. Otherwise, you could send message. Like this person's probably offline, which is why I can't send message. But yeah, you might have a just request invite right away. Otherwise, when you send me a message, I can invite you from there. So once the end date is actually announced, I'm probably gonna more or less stop these things. I don't think anybody will need the power levels. If I am low on keys or feel like I really need bounties, then I might as well just keep doing those. But if I'm not at all, because this puts me way ahead for some reason, then I'm definitely going to cut those off for more fishing time. Twitch streams versus YouTube. I don't think I'm actually going to be streaming a ton extra, even though I have this lofty goal and I'm going to be playing a lot of Diablo 3. I'm not sure I would actually even enjoy having a giant Twitch stream. Just from the times in the past where my stream has grown a little bit, sometimes like that environment of having more random viewers is less enjoyable. And then I end up like not streaming for a while because of that. So, you know, we'll play it by ear, but I'm not going to set this as any of my goals. Like I got to grow my Twitch stream. I want to, because I'm going to be playing all this. No, it's not tied to it really. I'm going to try and stream a lot of this, but I'm not going to guarantee anything with that. I've also been really enjoying trying to grow my YouTube channel, Tuba Hero Gaming. So I'm going to keep doing that as long as I keep enjoying it. So yeah, that's why I post all my pushes, some other random stuff as well. I called this section accountability, but really it's in a way more strategies, because like nobody's going to be holding me accountable. Only I can hold myself accountable to these, but they're basically penalties if I'm not already rank 1. So no shaving until rank 1. Right now, I've been growing this facial hair for a little over 2 weeks, and it's already pretty annoying to me. Like, I like growing it out kind of randomly. It is no shave November time, but I started growing it early. Yeah, I guess I'll try and keep it going until the season starts, unless it's pushed to like December or something crazy. And then if I ever hit rank 1, hopefully that's early in the season, I could shave then. But yeah, if I were to not be rank 1 for like a month, I would really want to shave. So that's a reason for me to try harder, play more, go get rank 1. No drinking alcohol until rank 1. This is one of those things where I've never actually lost a hardcore character from it, but it does sap a lot of my productivity. Not just because I'm playing the game worse, but usually more because I'm more easily distracted. So I'm more chatty in other people's Twitch streams. I'm trying to find something else to watch on the side. And so I just end up doing, like, I give the example of potentially going from 18 greater rifts per hour on a certain difficulty down to only getting 8 to 10 in that hour. And then after a few hours of that, you know, the idea that I'll save my character, I just decide to stop playing Diablo 3 and just watch TV and something for a while longer. And then maybe I don't feel like doing anything in the morning for a few hours, even though I slept a decent amount because, you know, reasons. And so, yeah, I'm just gonna like use this as a reason to take alcohol out of my life, unless I'm rank 1, and then maybe I'll use it to kind of celebrate for a bit. But I think, you know, there's a good chance I'll spend a lot of this season rank 1, and so I'm probably gonna limit it either way. No ordering meals unless I'm rank 1, so no going getting fast food or delivery, or obviously dine-in food. Like, that's a lot easier in the pandemic not to do these things. But this will basically just mean groceries only. No mobile games until rank 1. Now, most of the time I play mobile games, I can't play Diablo 3 at that time anyway, but it's usually a time that I could be doing other things that I want to be doing in my life. So like exercise, I really don't want this objective of mine to mean I don't exercise every day. But there's a lot of times I'm just like, maybe I get to school early and I have 20, 30 minutes to kill and I just go on my phone for a while. And this could mean I use that time to exercise, or I use that time to get ahead on some homework. And then I can use all my other free time where I can play Diablo 3 to play Diablo 3 instead of taking that time and having to do homework or exercise. So I think if I cut mobile games out of my life, I don't think Diablo Immortal is going to be coming out anytime soon, but maybe. If I cut mobile games out of my life, I think that'll do me a lot of good. So like this stuff will actually save me time and money. It's all probably good habits other than the shaving thing. Yeah, that's time I don't have to spend shaving every day, and it'll also save on razor blades. So I'm really hoping it doesn't come to this last screen here, but exit strategy, because I'm a firm believer that even things that you really don't think will happen might happen, and I don't want to say I'm definitely going to do this if some crazy things come up that make me decide that's not worth my time. I'm not going to submit myself to 3, maybe 4 months of torture on a season when I'm just not feeling anymore. And these are some reasons. If the clones get changed again and it turns out that they're too powerful, so they definitely could tweak the clones before they go live. They might have patch notes on it. Who knows? Or we might just find out something about them that makes them more powerful than we would have expected. I don't want that when I'm pushing. I'm fine with it as a speed farm strategy. It seems to like raise everybody up in tiers, and that in my mind means that like solo players have a bigger benefit than group players, because group players were probably already outpacing their clones, and if it brings them up 2 tiers, even though they were already like 15 tiers ahead, but if they go up 2 tiers but the solo go up 5, that's pretty good for the solo players. If some kind of exploit is the solo meta, doing something sort of like what they did in groups this season, where Blizzard said it's okay, but in my mind that's just ridiculous, I'm not going to want to push that season. So if next season there's some kind of weird exploit that makes the clones OP, I'm not going to want to push anymore, and I'll quit these goals. If my internet becomes crazy bad and I am losing characters left and right, I'm gonna give up on this. Like, there's just no reason to try if circumstances are that bad, in my opinion. Some people do like trying to push as hard as they can, even though they disconnect weekly or more. That's just not my cup of tea, especially with such an ambitious goal. Stuff that won't make me quit, if groups are just that good, like rats, you know, they're going to be that good. I'm expecting that. I'm planning to work against that. People could be 3,000 paragon ahead of me. I'll still try my best. And then disconnect deaths. It's a reason a lot of people just don't do hardcore, and I understand. But if I have, you know, a disconnect death every month, which is kind of my norm, I'm okay with that. That's just part of hardcore. I'm planning on having lots of backup gear. Since I'm only focusing on the 3 classes, once I get them filled out, instead of going and trying to gear another class, I'm going to try and re-gear the same class before they've even died. So that's kind of my new strategy on that end to keep me wanting to do speeds, is to try and gear Demon Hunter number 2, number 3 in advance. And if I don't need the gear, great. But if I do, it'll be there. And so just like, oh no, I lost my best gear ever a month before the end of the season. That's not going to make me quit this. Yeah, those are my thoughts, plans, goals for season 22. Rank 1, hopefully. We'll see. See you next season.